For what? For what? I repeat myself way too often. I like your voice. Very calming. Thank you. Except, no, my voice is chaos and destruction and anger and rage and not calming. Fun thing. Control click, quick buys items. Does it? Instead of click and drag, I kind of like click and drag in that game because I spend so much time thinking anyways. It wasn't going into your shield. You were cleansing the debuffs with the shield you bought. That's what I get for buying shields is suddenly I have to think about cleansing debuffs and who knows. We're not playing that game. Neutral, way too murky. Murky with particles and too rounded to be man-made. Talking about sea glass. All right, what are we doing? We're playing Wordle. There is a red circle with a 1 in it. Bam. Let's go play the video game. Do it. And then we get to play other video games, but I don't know how much I want to do, like Sudoku. I don't know. I have fun with it, but do I want to become good at trying to solve number puzzles that are probably super boring to watch, but they're fun for me? Holy, oh, Bozidar got in 3. I was going to say, this is my chance to defeat everybody. To do that, what would I do? I would, Ghost. We are a ghost, bam. A ghost with an O right in the middle. We could be right, R-I. No, why am I trying to do things with GH? We could be none of those. All right, so we know where the O is, unless there's a second O, which is possible. It is. I want things. Just looking at the letters really quickly, evaluating and figuring out, do I want to have a blast? No, because we already have these two. Do I want to blare? That's not how you spell Blair. To blare. Bam. That's not how you spell Blair. Wait, how would you blare out? Oh, that's right. Okay. Do I think that we end with O, or with R, or do I think we could do lots of things? You could be a broom. No, you can't. You could be lots of things. You could be food. F-O-O-D-S-Y. You could be a foodie. So the problem now is if I don't guess it in this one, then Bozidar beat me. Which is fine. But, what if I could complete it right now? You could be a plow. You could be P-R-O, a pro. You could be a prod. You could be a prude, but not really. You could be prone, except you can't. You could be a prong, except we already have a G used. You could be... The chances of getting it right now are way too low. All right, instead of doing that, let's just try doing... What? What word can I come up with using these letters? F-R... Okay, we have I, we have you. Wait, could we do like fluid? No. Could we do fried? Fruid. Fraud. But I don't have access. Fruit. Wait, we could be a... Why is T gone? We could be... I'm thinking. I'm tempted to do it anyways, but I don't want to. The thing that I would like to do... UI. We could be a union. Wait. What if it's just union? No, because there's an R. Crap. You could be Orion. Orion. But that's like a name. Enter. It's not a real thing. And that's not worth the oak. Why would I try that? I don't know. Because it felt like it fit, kind of. C-O-U. R, we've already tried there. So it can't be court. Can't be many of these things. Could it be scour? No, because S is right here. Could it be dower? Dowry. Why is this so hard for me? I should just be guessing. Because I don't want to guess. What I would like to do is to solve the video game right now. Voice. Wait. I mean, that's kind of a waste because I would be using a V, which it probably isn't, and I would be using E, which I've already done. And I'm not getting to use the R, and I'm using O again. No, it's just bad. P-O-W. I'm gonna figure something out. It's been too long at this point to where I'm invested enough that we have to figure it out. J-O-K. No E. We need U words. Fluid, but without the D. No, wait. Oh, without the L. Fruit is the one that I keep coming back to. Right. Fringe. Flint. Except that L. M-O-I. Moist. Does not fit. Does fit, but it doesn't work. Yeah. We could be mired. Except we know the R doesn't go right here. We could be murky. Wait. R. Except that's a waste of the R. Murky. That is a waste of the R. I don't want it. I would like to find something. Point. Wait, except for that T, point is almost perfect. Almost perfect means not perfect. All right. Y. Is there something that starts with Y? Y. U. M. M. Y. Yummy. Yum. F-U-N-N-Y. For what? What about something that is fun? What about something that starts with a K? Ukulele. Oak. Except there's no A. Y-O-U. I can't do this. I'm just staring at a screen and not making any progress. Dude. Dupe. Huh. D-O-P. U. I'm going to figure this out. I'm not going to figure this out. C-U-B-I-T. Cubit. Cupid. Except that's not... Is it a word? Oh, it is a word. And look, we got to do all the things. Okay. So now, P-R-O-P-R-O-S-E. Prose. Prom. Prone. We could do R, O, O. No. E, R, O, O. Oh, you could be proof. Yeah, let's do that. Proof. Bam. Easy. If I would have thought of, I should have thought as soon as I saw that O in the fourth, no, where did we see the O? In the first spot. As soon as I saw the O in the first spot, I should have started thinking about O words. And O words, but I would have thought about it with O in the second spot more. I could have tied. Who cares? Tying isn't even winning anyways. All right, I'm happy with that. Hit the X. YouTube time. Okay, I will time medium Sudoku this time without auto candidate. Interesting. So I should play Sudoku without auto candidate. Okay. Took a minute for my brain to process. I'm still waking up even though it's afternoon, which is bad, and my speed is 23 miles per hour for $3,545. What the hell are these? We could buy a punching bag. That's not what that is at all. I thought that was like a speed bag. It's a thing holding a sign. Solar powered light for $1,405. We could buy all of these things. Think if you guys gave me free money, then I could buy crap I don't need like that for no reason. For a gag, for a bar of soap, a note, a bar in music, a bit, a bar, a log, a jot, a note. Not a bar, a note. A jot is weird. A record, a bar. Oh, crap. A routine, a bit. Routine, a bit. A jot, a gag. A metric, a quash. These feel like a lot of these are very similar. A standard, a metric. An example, a record, a log. A record, a log, a note. Crap. Record, a log, a note. An example, a number, a jot. The jot is the one that's going to screw me up, I feel like. An eek. An eek, a bit. Bam. You can record something down, jot it down, note it down, write it down, yeah. So, a bit, a gag. A routine. A number. Oh, easy. Cool. The shtick. Is that 5 letters? That's 6 letters. Okay. You can eke out a win. You can a metric, a standard. You can quash the beef. An example. The bar. Set the bar. Yeah. Do it. Set an example. Set a standard. Benchmark. All of those things. Quash. Hive. Ale. Eke. I don't know this one. Perfect. Vegetables minus the starting letter. Okay. The only one that made me think of that a little bit was squash with squash. Kale. Leek. What are you? Chives. And then squash. All right. View the results now. We go back. How long into the video? 14 minutes into the video, and I'm supposed to do untimed medium Sudoku, but to warm up first, wait, let's look at our ad. Advertisement for a car, a Lexus, a super expensive Toyota. All right, first, I want to do easy, but I'm going to do it timed, and what is my plan? To use keyboard and try and get it under a minute. All right, am I ready? Yes, timer starts immediately, so we have to go here. And then we just go here and do 1 and 2 and 4, 5 and 3. What? 3. I don't know where my keys are. 8. Why am I like that? 2. 1, 2, 7, 6, 8, 5, 9, and 6, and 1, and 2, and 6, and 8, and 4, and So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing Sudoku on video. I might just do it for myself. We'll see. Just because, oops, I cannot hit 3. I mix up 3 and 9 a lot. 7, 5, 2. I don't know how fun it is to watch. It's fun to play, not like this, but it's fun to play the other way. 3, 9, 6, 3, 7, 6, 7, 3. No, 101. I could have done it in under a minute. There were a few things I screwed up. So I have done it in under a minute when I'm not trying to talk and do it at the same time. But talking does screw me up. All right, so we're going to do medium without auto candidate. Is the idea. Hit F11 and go. So now, without auto candidate, I can hit Alt, but we can just stay in here and then I can hit Alt to do the number too. So ones. We have a bunch of ones. You could be a 1. You could be a 1. All right, I can just click the thing. All right, this is going to be so easy, maybe. So the ones that can be a 1, you can be a 1. You can be a 1. It's so much easier with the auto candidate. I've been spoiled by it. Now I don't know how to do anything. You could be a 1. You could be a 1. All right, move on to 2s. If we were going to look at 2s, you could be a 2. 2, 2. Let's look at 3s. With the 3s. 3, 3. It's so much slower. You're a 3. Perfect. That's what we were looking for. I should just look for free ones like that, but you're a 3. At least at the start. Because it makes everything else way easier. But you could be a 3. You could be a 3. And you can be a 3. You can be a 3. You can be a 3. Beyond that, 4s. The number of 4s that we are missing is very high. Many, many 4s. Ooh, that helps. Okay, so wait, with that, you're a 4, you're a 4. Surprisingly, there are not that many spots for these 4s. Is that every possible 4 on the board marked? I think so. All right, cool. So 4s have been marked. 5s. With the 5s, things look more difficult. All right. Do I want to start marking all of them? I don't know. Maybe. No, not that one. So the auto candidate really does a lot of this boring stuff. But it makes it so easy that it like automatically fills. I could do auto candidate at the first or at the start. Oh, but then it just keeps going. If you turn it back off, then it goes away. Huh. It'd be cool if you could just have it mark the initial numbers, but then you have to update them afterwards. Maybe. I don't know. There are so many 5s in the world. You guys are all 5s. Oh, all of these. So I should go to this mode because we've already got our 5s here. Because then I can quickly mark all of these. So we just hit 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Cool. Now we're on to 6s. For 6s, I don't want to mark all of these. The auto candidate has made me so lazy already. All right, you're a 6. You're a 6. All of these are 6s. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Cool. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Nope. all of these. All right, so that's everything for 6s, 7s. On to 7s. For 7s, what do we need? I don't know. I don't want to figure it out. We need 7, 7, 7. 7. 7, 7, 7. There's so many of these. Do it. After having the auto thing go, I do see the value of having all of the numbers marked. It's just such a pain to do all of them. Now I kind of want to play the hard ones, though. Wait, what am I doing there? Don't know. Because if I'm going to put all this time and effort into it, then I should at least do the puzzle that's more difficult. All right, that's all of the 7s. 8s. Could I do it without marking all of these? Probably. So you are actually kind of interesting. 8, 8. Okay. Beyond that, you could be an 8. You can be an 8. You can be an 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Turn that one back off. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. All right. Cool. Is that all of the 8s? I believe so. 9s, I have like nothing. No, I do have some 9s done. Wait, we have enough 9s that I can just mark one. Oh, cool. Does that tell me anything about the 8s? Maybe. So we hit Alt, and we hit 9. So we know there's either a 9 there or a 9 there. What else do we know about 9s? Not too much. All right, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. 9. No, not a 9. 9, 9, 9. Okay. No, I don't want to mark all of these. Let's do it. That one, that one, that one. Okay, so that's everything. I think I started with 5 to... Or maybe I didn't do all the 5s. Or I started labeling all of them. Did I label all of the 5s? It looks like I did, except for what's going on with this center. Oh, you've already got a 5. Okay, so did I do the 4s? I don't think so. I mean, I started doing some of the 4s, but I don't think I did all of them. Or maybe I did. Do I have the 4s right here? Oh, we already have a 4. Do I have the 4s up here? No. Yes, 4, 4. All right, what's going on with this one? There's a 4 right there. There's a 4 right there. Are these really only able to be 6 and 9? No, because I didn't do the 1s. And the 1s could be in a bunch of different places. All right, did I do the 3s everywhere? It looks like... I did. I maybe did. I should have started from the very beginning. Just doing all of them. All right. So the only ones I need to check for 3s are right here. 3, 3. Okay. And then 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. Cool. And this one. 3, 3. So we have to check 2s. There should be a lot of 2s, so I have not done this yet. 2s and 1s are the ones that I still have to do. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. All of those can be 2s. Crap. All of these can be 2s. All of these can be 2. No, there are so many 2s, I hate it. This one only has 2 and 7. That's interesting. This one. Oh, we already had 2s in there. Right, that was the one that I did mark. I already did this bottom. This only has a 7, but we could still... Oh, and it's not going to be a 1, so that one I think we can do. Sweet. That is helpful. All right. The only thing remaining is 1, but I think I can say that you're a 7. If I say that you're... Oops. Alt 7. If I say that you're a 7, that means you're not a 7. You're not a 7. You're not a 7. These 4 6s mean that you're not a... Wait, we have to do the ones first. What am I doing? Do the ones. So you can be 1s. You two can be 1s. We're done up top. These 2 can be 1s. Cool. Oh, I'm already done with 1s in there. Still finish it. So you could be a 1. You can be a 1. You can be a 1. And then you could be a 1. You could be a 1. All right, that's not too bad. So now, these 4s and 6s mean that you are not a 6. You are not a 6. You are not a 6. Which means that you're a 2. Okay, let's go back to normal mode now. So you're a 2, which means that you're not a 2. Which means that you're a 5. Which means that you're not a 5 or a 2. That's not right. What am I missing? I'm missing an 8. Undo, 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 undo. Sadly, I have to go all the way back to there, because I'm missing an 8. Why am I like this? 8s. Because if I'm missing those 8s, then that tells me that everything is screwed up. Alright, so the 8 has to be in the middle, I think. No, don't do that. Control Z. We need Alt 8. Alt 8. And did I screw up my 1s? I think I did. My 1s and my 2s could be screwed up. Yeah, I did. So let's go back to candidate. You could be a 1. You could be a 1. So we've got the 1s right here. The 1s here. You could be a 1. You could be a 1. You can be a 1. We've got the 2 right there. Got the 2 right there. All right, let's look at 2s again because I undid that 7. I think 2s are done, but I'm not completely sure. 2s. 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 Okay, 2s are done. So now, 689, 689, 679. That's almost a thing. 4 6. Wait, didn't I have 2 4 6s? I did, but now you have a 7 in here. That's 7 8. The 8 is what's messing with me. But we know that there has to be an 8 right here, so this actually has to be an 8, where before I had it as a 7. True? You're not an 8. Which makes you an 8. Nope. Get out of alt mode. Now, you're an 8. Which means that you are not an 8. And we know that there's an 8 right here, which means that you are not an 8. And you are not an 8. Also, for this one... 4 6 7. 6 7 9. 6 7 9. So there are 2 spots that could be a 9. Is that helpful? Not particularly. Alright. This is where things become difficult. 1 6, 6 9, 1 9. So these have to be 1 6 and 9, I think. No, because the 1 could go here. No, these have to be 1 6 and 9. Do they? 1 6 9. And then these have to be 4 5. Okay. So that helps me a ton. Wait. Oh no. 4 5. 4 5. 4 5. So that means that you cannot be a 1. You cannot be a 6. You cannot be a 9. You cannot be a 6. You cannot be a 6. You cannot be a 9. Does that mean that I know where the 9 is? It does. And that had a 3, 5, 7. 9. 3, 5, 7. 5, 6. 2, 8. 2, 8. Lots of things. 2, 7, 8. 2, 8, 2, 8. Which means... Ooh. Does that mean anything? I think it does. I think this has to be the 2, 8. If that is, then that gives me a ton of info. Yeah, it does. So if you're not the 2 or the 8, if you're not the 2, and you're not the 2 or the 8, then these are the 5, 7, which tells me that you're the 2. 5, 7, which tells me that you're not the 7, which tells me that you're the 3. If these are the 5, 7, then they can't be these. 2, 8. 2, 8. These are 2, 8. Then you can't be 2, 8. Then you can't be 2, 8. Then these are 1, 6. You are 2, 8. All right. 1, 6. This 1, 2, 8. But you cannot be the 2. You cannot be the 2. This 1, 8 tells me that you cannot be the 8. Does that give me any info? Yes, that tells me that you are the 8. If you're the 8, does that tell me anything? We're trying. Oh, 2s. You're not a 2. You're not a 2. You're not a 2. 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. You're either a 5 or a 7. There's 2 4s between these two. Where are the other 4s? The other 4s are up here. Huh. I don't know if that helps much yet. We do need a 2 in here, but it could be here or here. We need a 2 in here. It could be here or here. We need a 5 and a 7. This 1, 6, 6, 9. What about 4, 5 right here? So the 5 has to be this or this. How do I determine which of the two? I can't. I don't know. Maybe I can. 2, 5 right here. So this needs 2, 5, 7. Again, I don't know if that helps. All right. It'd be really good if I could figure out more of the numbers. 2, 4, 7. 2, 4, 5. 2, 5, 7. 6, 9. 6, 9, 6, 9. Wait. Is that helpful? No. God, this is driving me. Okay. We're going to get this. We're going to... Wait, one of these two has to be a 1. Does that give me info? Yes, this is a 1. We already knew that. 1, 3, 6. Okay, there's a bunch of things. 3, 6, 9, 7. Bam. So, 1s. 1s and 1s and 1s. It didn't help that much, sadly. Two, 3, 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. These are the only two that can be a 3. So one of the two of you is a 3, which tells me that there's no 3. We already knew that. Okay. One of the two of these is an 8. Does that tell me something? Not yet. 7518 246 2856. One of these two is a 5. But then it could be a 6 or an 8. One of these is a 1. It's not helpful. Many of these things are not helpful. We need a 6 in here. We need a 5 in here. We need a 7 in here. We need a 4 in here. We need a 7 down here. We need... Ooh, wait, a 6 down here. Darn, but there's 2 spots with a 6. We need an 8 down here. We need a 7 down here. We need all of the things down here. 2 and an 8. 1 and a 6. 2 and a 6. 6 and a 7. 6 and a 7. That stupid 6. Wait, oh. 6, 6. None of this seems helpful. Alright, super brief pause. But I'm back. I'm back, but I'm still not making progress in the video game yet. We're working on it. So the next thing I could do is start counting squares, but we've already done it. Wait, are you the only one in this square that could be... Wait, I've already done that. Did I do Control Z? I didn't mean to. You're a 1. I did something that cleared that. Oh, I did Alt 1, which is the same as hitting 1. Right, I have to be careful. When I pause, I can put a 1 into places without meaning to. Alright, I do have to be careful about that. So we have a 1, we have a 2. Wait. Oh, 3s can go in 2 spots. 3s can go in 2 spots. 4 is here, 5 is here. 6s can go in 3 spots. No, 4 spots. Weird. I don't have much progress with the 6s. 7s can go in 3 spots. 8s are only 2 spots. 9s are in 4 spots. So the 9s... Wait, no, there's no 9s down here. Wait, that tells me everything. 9s and 8s have to be up here, which means 6s cannot be up here. 8s and 9s, cool. Okay, so a 6 is right here for sure, which means there's no 6 right here, which means that you're a 5. That's what I was looking for. Cool. Now that we have that 5, you are not a 5. You are not a 5. Now we've got this 5, and we've got this 4, and we've got this 7, and we've got this 4, and we've got this 6, and we've got this 7, got a 3. 8 and 9, you're not a 3. You two are not a 7. Which tells me that you are a 7. Which tells me what? That we're missing... We've already got 6. You're a 4. We've already got 7. We've already got the 6. We're missing a 9. You're a 9. Which means that you're not a 9. Okay. So that just filled in a lot of things. What do I do with those things? We rule out this 7. So these are 2, 8, which means that you are a 6. Now, you're a 1. Which makes you a 6. 2 and an 8. Which makes you 6. 2, 5, 2, 5, which makes you a 3. 2, 5. 2, 5. Too many 2 5s. Huh. Okay. From there. This should be easy with the autofill. I feel like it would all have come together at this point. But I still have to... I have to catch up with which ones that changed. Which makes things more tricky. So 1 and an 8 right here. But we've already got 1 and 8, 1 and 8. Okay, that's how I know that these are a 1 and an 8. What about these 1, 6? Oh, there's a 6. No. What about that 9? If I could get a 1, 6, 9. Let's look at 9s. So 9 is one of these two spots. But that doesn't help. Does it help? 9 is one of those two spots. 6 is one of these two spots. Does that help? Not really. Wait. No. Wait. Okay. So if I can rule out this 6 and this 6, then that does help. You're a 6. You being a 6 means what for me? Means that you're not a 6. Means that, no, there's still 2. No, you can't be a 6. Cool. So you can be a 6. Not only can you be, you are. Which means that you are a 6. Which means that you are a 1. Which means that you are a 9. What else does that tell me? All right, with the 9s. Oh, that tells me that you're a 9. Still missing one more 9. You are not a 9. This whole cube is done. You're missing a 2 and an 8. We also have 8s right here. I have nothing with 2s so far. Weird. All right. Or like nothing with 2s down here. What about the 7s? If we click on the 7s, nope. We know that there's a 7 right here. And that's all that I know. 2, 4, 5. 4, 5. 5, 7. It feels like this part should be easy, but it's not. So the 8s. We know that one of these two is an 8. That doesn't help. It will help. All right. And one of these two is a 1. Okay, wait, that does help. That means that you can't be 4, you can't be 5. You can't be 4, you can't be 7. You're a 1 or an 8. Does that help? A little bit, because now we know that you're a 7, which means that you're not a 7. But 2 and 5, I still don't know where are. 4 and 5. Okay, let's figure this out. So, you're the only one that can be a 2. That solves so much for me, I think. Maybe. It has to. So you are a 5. You are a 2. You are a 5. Which means what? 2 and 8. Don't know yet. 1 and 8. You're not a 5. You're not a 5. All right. We got a 2 right here, which means that you're not a 2. That breaks everything. That breaks everything. Crap. I failed. Undo, undo, undo. So we put what up here? Undo, undo. So somewhere in here, I screwed something up. What did I screw up? This has to be our 1 or an 8, correct? That was what we had figured out, was that this has to be a 1 or an 8. Wait, this can't be a 1. If this is a 1, this has to be an 8. This has to be a 1. Okay. Alright, so from there, 5, 7. There was something else that I had just figured out. Wait, you can't be an 8. You have to be a 2. You have to be an 8. So, you are not a 2. You are a 4 or a 7. These are the only two that can be a 4. Two or an 8, 1 or an 8. 1, 2. You can't be a 5, but is that correct? You have to be a 7. Is that correct? You can't be. So the only ones that are missing are 4 and 7. So the 4 is right there. You have to be a 7, unless I screwed something up, which is completely possible. Which means that you have to be a 4. Means that you have to be a 5. Means that you have to be a 2. Means that you have to be a 5. Does that mean that you have to be a 2? It does. You have to be a 5. So the one that screwed me up last time was the 2 up here, and that's still screwing me up. Can I fix it? From this point, from being very close, is there a way for me to go back and fix it? I don't know. Let's find out if we can fix it. So you're not an 8, maybe. If you're not... No, put this one back. If you're not an 8, would that make life easier? So, is there a reason that you can't be an 8 and this a 2? Because if you're a 2 and you're an 8, oh, that makes things so much easier. So finding the screw up when you screw up is super useful. We're missing 1, 8, and then... What else am I missing from up here? 1, 2, we're missing... Oh, 3's right there, 4, 5. Oh, we already have the 2. Yeah. We already have the 4. So you're 5 and 7, which makes you the 4. This should be easy from this point on. 5 and 7. You are the 5. You are the 7. So I did screw up one part, but I managed to catch it, which is good. The 2. So you are the 8. You are the 2. Which makes you the 8 and you the 1. You are the 5. You are the 7. 32 minutes, 55 seconds. Am I happy? I mean, I would like under 30 minutes without the auto candidate. So, 32:55. The next question would be, if I reset it, if I did auto candidate, how much quicker would it be? I'm guessing I would get stuck at certain points. Almost certainly. Aren't there some that it just ruled out right at the start? Oh, maybe there aren't. I don't want to go back and do the whole thing. I really don't want to go back and do the whole thing. So I already kind of know that these are 1, 6, 9. I know that just because we can see there's only 3 numbers in there. But I'm going quicker. Yeah, this isn't a good test. But how do you compare the two? Oh, I would do auto candidate first and then do slow mode. 2 and 8, 2 and 8, which means that you're not a 2, you're not an 8, which means that you are a 9. You are not a 2, you are not an 8. These have 1 and 6. You are not a 2, you are not an 8, not a 2, not an 8, which means that you are not a 7, which means you are a 2, means that you're not a 7, not a 5. 1 and 8 means that you're not an 8. Not an 8. It is so much easier with the autocomplete. I still end up getting stuck, for sure. But easier. You're a 1. Like, I recognize things from the previous one, but I don't remember them until I go to fill them in, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember doing that one right there. 2, 4, 7, 2. This could be a 2. What is the next step for me? Isolating things. So these, no, those are not the only 5. The 1 and the 8. Wait, the 5 and the 7 means that I get rid of that 7, get rid of that 7, get rid of that 5, which means 3s and 9s right here. Darn, those didn't do much for me. But I do kind of have this whole thing done. 1 and 6, 1 and 6, 5 and 6. Seven, 8, 2, 5, 2, 5, 7, 8, 2, 5, 7, 8, 2. Wait, 1, 6, 9 means that this 9 can go, and this 9 can go. Does that tell me that this is a 9? I think it does. And then that tells me that you're a 3. And then, what does that tell me? It tells me that you're a 3. Which tells me that there's a 3 in here. Does that say anything about the 3 up here? Oh, we already had that 3. It tells me that there's a 3 right here. Tells me 3 right here. Yeah, the auto candidate makes it so much easier to find as soon as you knock one out, because it updates everything. Is that all of the 3s? No, we're still missing one right here. This one. Is that is all of the 3s. Okay, from there, 2 and 5. So we just knocked out a bunch of 3s. What did that help? 6, 8, 7, 8, 6, 8, 9. I'm sure there are strategies to solving all of the... Yeah, I know there are. But the game wouldn't be fun to me once I figure out those strategies. Alright, so 4, 5 right here. 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7. Having a 7 split between these two, having a 5 split between these two, a 6 split between these two, none of those help me. I don't think they do. What about this 7? That doesn't really help. Wait. Oh, 1 and 6, 1 and 6. Never mind. Wait, is this the only... No, there's another 6 right there. So these two have to be the 6. Is there something else I can say about these two? Not really. With the 1s, we know that there's a 1 up here. We know that there's a 1 down here. We know that there are 1s right here. Oh, this is where I already kind of have the info, because I know there's a 1 and an 8, and a 1 and an 8. I mean, I did just recognize it again, but I don't think I would have got that so quick if I hadn't already seen it. Did it actually help me though? Yeah, because it gets rid of this, which makes this a 9, which makes... Did that really help? Yeah, because this is a 6, this is a 1. 4 and 5, 1 and 8. 2 and 8. 7 and 8. It didn't help as much as I would expect. 4 and 5. Between those two spots. I think the biggest thing will be, as soon as I get like the final piece to fall together, then it all just goes super quick. With the auto candidate. 1 and 8, 2 and 8, 1 and 6. So 5 and 7. Four and 5s. So I need to have an 8 in here. I need to have an 8 in here. We already have an 8 in here. We need an 8 right here. We need an 8 up here. There are 2 4s. There are 2 6s. Wait, there are 2 6s. Okay, that's helpful. That means that you're not a 6, you're not a 6, you're not a 6. That means that you are the 6. And we already kind of knew that. Okay, so that's helpful. Alright, from there. We know there's a 6 in here. And there's a 4. No. 4 could be over here. 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It would be cool if I could narrow that more. So which one? I just got this 6. There's a 2 and a 5, a 4 and a 5, 2, 4, 5. Not helpful. None of this is helpful ever. 1 and an 8. What have I done? Auto candidate, come back. That screwed me up. Screwed me up mentally. We're at 9 minutes. Does it actually go quicker with the auto candidate? It depends. We have 7s, we have 7s. We have 7s, we have 7s. Wait, so that means that this one has to be center 7, I think. Because these are outsides, these are outsides. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6s, 7s, 8s. You're the only one that can be a 9. Bam. I should be looking at 9s more. You're the only one that can be a 9. You're the only one that can be a 9. Is that all of the 9s? That is. What about 8s? Now that we've done that, did that help? 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7. I feel like those 9s had to have helped. 4, 5, 4, 5. Like this area. 7, 6. 8, 6. 7, 8. 7, 6. Not helpful. We know that there's an 8 in these two. We also know that there's a 2, which means you're not the 5. You're not the 5. You're not the 7. You're not the 2. You're not the 2, which makes you the 2. You're the 2. If you're the 2, then you're the 5, then you're the 4, then you're the 5. Yeah, this is the part where it gets a lot quicker. So you're the 7. You're the 6. You're the 4. You are an 8. 7. 6. 7. 5. 8. 2. 6. 4. 1. 8. 5. 5. 7. And it's just less room for mistakes, kind of. Could still make them, but at least I'm not making the mistakes with filling in the candidates, except for where I go and like manually edit them. But I don't really have to manually edit them too much, especially now that I kind of get how it works at least a little bit better. I don't fully get it, but I get it enough that I can see which numbers I need to put in, and it makes things super easy. And 8. 12 minutes, 14 seconds. I mean, it takes away a lot of the monotonous thing. So I'm probably going to stop doing this one on video just because I don't know how fun it is to watch somebody play Sudoku. But maybe I would play if I do more of these, like daily. Because I could still... What is the video time? Over an hour. I have real life things to do. I could still do hard. We could do hard with auto candidate and just see how quick I can do it. But the answer is not very quick. 8s and 6s. Is it not that quick? I don't know. We're going to find out because we're going to do it right now. 3s and 5s. I should be doing real life things, but instead, here I am. 8s and 6s. Ooh, 1 and 4. That's kind of cool. So you can't be a 1, you can't be a 4. Which means that you're a 7. Which means that you're a 9. Yeah, the auto candidate. Like, that would have taken me forever to get to that point, because I would have had to mark all of these. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 4. 1 and 4. Interesting. Alright. 4's down here, which means that you can't be a 4, you can't be a 4, you can't be a 4. Any other 4s? So these have 4s. That's not super helpful. A little bit. This 8 and 6, we already ruled things out. The other ones that we're looking for are... Wait, are you the only one that can be a 9 right here? Yep. Yeah, so I'm just learning the things to look for. Which doesn't help me when it becomes very difficult, but it does help me, like, early on at least. There are 2 9s right there. 2 9s right here. Kind of interesting. 3 8s right here. Huh. 3 8s right there means that you're not the 8. You're not the 8. 1 and 4. 1 and 4 means that you're not the 1. You're not the 4. You're not the 4. You're not the 4. You're not the 1. You're not the 4. 2 and 8. Four and 8. Are there other ones that I can easily rule out? Not yet. I don't see it yet. You could be a 4. Bunch of 7s. I feel like there has to be easy ones. If we just look at the 9s, there are 2 spots for this 9. There are 4 spots for this 9. Not cool. There are 2 spots for this 9. 2 spots for that 9. Feels like it's helpful. It would be if I could narrow down these ones, but I would need this one to do that. All right, 2 spots for this 9. I do not have many 1s. I only have 2 1s. Ooh, 1 and 4. And another 1 and 4. Does that help? Not yet. Unless I could make progress with the 4s, could we? 2 4s. Ooh, and 2 4s, so yes, I can. So this one has to be a 4 in the middle. That rules out a lot of these numbers. Also, this almost seems interesting. You're the only one that can be a 5. That is interesting. 2 6 8 2 8. And another 2 8. 2 5 6. Or no, 2 6 8. Darn. 2 6 4 4 8. So I was looking at these 4s. There's a 1 4, you're a 4 8. We need to have a 6 in here. We need to have a 2 in here. We need to have a 4 in here, which does give me information, but that's information I already had. Okay. Could I figure out anything more about these 4s? One of you two has to be in the center. That doesn't tell me much. 1 and 2. In this row, there are 2 spots with 6s. There are 2 spots with 8s. Wait, so you're not a 2. Which means that the 2 has to be right here, which means that you're not a 2. What about this 4? If I could rule out this 4, that would be huge. All right, so these 2 are 6 and 8. We have 1 and 4. 1, 2, 4 between these 3. Doesn't tell me as much as I would like. 1, 3. Wait, this 3 tells me a lot. No. No, it doesn't. It just tells me that there's no 3 in this column. What about that 1? That 1 almost tells me a lot. If I could rule out this one. Almost. Doesn't. 1 and 4, 1 and 4. All right, let's look for stray numbers that aren't anywhere else. But wait, what about these 5s? No. Okay, let's look for things that only have like 1 9 in them, but not 9. So like these 3s. There are just so many numbers to look at. Four and 5. 3 and 8. We know that there's an 8 in here. If I could rule out this top 7, that would be huge. Let's just look at the 9s. So looking at the 9, I've already looked at the 9s. We know that there's 2 right here. 4 over here. There's only 2 right here. That's interesting. So there's only 2 here. Can I rule out other numbers? Not really. These 2 have to have a 4 in them. So we've got 1. Lots of places for 2s. Lots of places for 3s. 4. Only 2 places for 4s. Wait, only 2 places for 5s. 6 is already here. 7's already here. 8. Lots of places for 8s. Only 2 places for 9s. 2 places for 4s. 2 places for 5s. You are a 2 and an 8. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 in these. Three, 5, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, and 6, 8. This. I'm pretty sure there's a way that I could brute force it, and then if I get it wrong, just swap them afterwards. But, I mean, it would be a bunch of remembering. Would it be worth it, though? Probably. And there's a correct solution without brute forcing it. 1 and 4, 1 and 4. Wait, are you the only 4 now? No, there's another 4 right here. How do I figure out what the 4 is down here? Wait. Oh, there's this 4, there's this 4. This stupid 4 right here is screwing me up. So there's no 4 in this oh, you're already here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 4. So we know there's a 4 between these two. And then there's a 1, 2, 3 between the rest of these. Which isn't particularly helpful. Do we know where a 5 is? No. I wish I did. These 8s and 6s. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. The 2 5s right here. Wait, the 2 5s right here do give me information. They tell me that you're not a 5, and you're not a 5, which tells me that there has to be a 5 right here. Did we already know that? No. Is it useful? Maybe. Alright, so we know that there's a 5 between these two. But I don't know much more than that. We know that there's a 9 between these two, but that doesn't help much. Alright, there's a 1 and a 4. Again, doesn't help that much. Oh, wait, these are the only two with a 5. We already figured that out, I think, earlier. These are the only two with the 4. Yeah, we already figured out. These are the only two with the 9. These are the only two with the 5. These are the only two with the 4. Wait. Huh. But there's still a 2 and a 3 mixed in. And an 8. Yeah, that's almost helpful. Almost. I feel like brute forcing it would be the easiest solution right now. These two have a 3. These two have a 3. These two have a 4. These two have a 2. That 1 is screwing with me. I could put a 1 here, and then it would be 3. 2, 4. Put 1 here. Okay, there are too many ways that you can solve that. 3 and 8. Quit resting my finger on the mouse button. Take my hand off the mouse. All right, the thing that I want to do right now is solve the puzzle. In order to do that, we need to figure out something, anything. So this row has an 8 and a 6, 8 and a 6, 1 and a 4, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2 and a 4. This one has a 2 in it. Has to have a 2 in it. Does not have to have a 7. Does not have to have an 8. Does not have to have a 1. Does not have to have a 3. There's something obvious. There has to be. What is the obvious thing? The 5, the 5, the 8, the 8, 7, the 7, the 4, the 4. If it wasn't for this 7, I could say these are 4s and 7s. If it wasn't for this 3. It wasn't for this 5. It all falls down as soon as we get one piece. Could just, I mean, they have the undo button. I could just fill one in and then do all of it from there. But it's so much backtracking. One, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 6. Fours on the sides. Having these 2 4s here does not feel helpful. Two and 8. This square needs 1 and a 4. It's got them. They're right there. It needs 2 and an 8. It's got them. An 8 and a 6. If I just come here, do 1, hit 1 again, hit Alt 1. Hit 1, hit Alt 1. All right. Wait. Oh, I screwed everything up when I did. So I want to take, wait, when did I just pause? I got 40-minute time. I had accidentally pressed the wrong button at around halfway done. That is like the worst feeling in the world. And then you have to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the end of my recording here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a bunch more Sudoku on camera. I'll probably play it off camera until I get good enough to do that one big puzzle game. We'll see. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.